Hey, what's up guys? It's Chuck from Brady Adventures, and I wanted to do a follow-up video and actually do a really detailed comparison between the Cobra and the HVI intake system from PRL. So I kind of broke down all the different things that we considered when we decided to pick this. And so the first thing I considered was the initial horsepower and torque that you're going to get out of these intakes. So with the HVI intake, PRL has listed that you'll get somewhere around 10 plus horsepower. With the Cobra, it says 16 plus horsepower and 9 foot-pounds of torque, and then it has a really detailed dyno pull with a Civic Si to kind of show you where that is in the power band. So I think you're going to get a bit more out of this intake to begin with. We also considered future possibilities, as the prior Cobra intakes had an option of a race MAF or a larger MAF housing that you can add to this. You could either order with it initially or add it later on. Now this one for the 11th gen did not have that listed, but I would think that they'll probably offer something like that in the future. Since this is a brand new product, they may just not have designed that yet. The other thing we wanted to consider was just the general design. So how these things look under the hood. I think that's largely personal preference. I think the HVI looks a lot more like OEM. It has that large intake box under the hood. I think they both look very nice. I do think this one looks a little more aftermarket under the hood, and that's kind of what sold the kids too, is they really liked how this one looked. So another thing we considered was sound, like how much sound these produce, the turbo noises you get out of the intake. From the videos that I watched with the HVI intake, especially if you couple that with the resonator delete kit, you get some decent sound. I think I also saw something about if you add that cold air duct, you'll get a little bit more sound from it as well. However, I think this one gives you a lot more sound. Now for me, I was actually concerned it might be more than I'm looking for. You know, I'm not looking for a real loud car, but the kids really were interested in this. It was a selling point for them, the amount of turbo noise we might get out of it. So I'll let you know later on if it's too much for me or not, but I think it'll be fine. And so we went with this because it gives you a little bit more sound. Another thing to consider is installation. I think the HVI is pretty straightforward. You're working up top the whole time. You're basically just kind of swapping out the airbox and a few hose clamps. This installation is quite a bit more involved. You have to remove the fender liner. There's some routing of the hoses, and getting to some of the clamps when you install it, I think can be a little tricky. So this is going to require a little more work, a little more time, and be a little more complicated to get installed into the vehicle. The other big consideration is filter location. Just in terms of maintenance, filter changes and checks and things like that, this Cobra filter is a lot more complicated. You're going to have to go down and take that fender liner out to look at the filter and replace it or clean it. Where the HVI, that's all up top, so it's going to be pretty easy to get to. So definitely something to consider. Another thing with the filter location, the Cobra's filter sits very low compared to the HVI's filter. So it's down in the fender well. People generally express concerns about there being a potential for intaking water through the filter. I did talk to PRL about it, and they don't really have any concerns because it is sealed up within the fender well. You know, the fender well's covering it, the bumper's wrapped around it, so any water that gets in there is probably just going to be spray. You're going to have to be in pretty deep water. Definitely something to think about if you're driving one of these around. I think if your car is extremely low, or you know, you live in an area where you might be driving through deeper water, then this may not be the intake kit for you. The other thing is, if you are removing your fender liners, like if you have done a lot of modification in your wheel well, then this might not be the best choice for you. CARB approval. That is not something I considered until afterwards, but the HVI is clearly marked on the website that it has CARB approval. This is not. This does not have any information about this kit in particular being CARB approved. That could just be because it's newer. The older Cobra kits from prior generations are listed as CARB approved. Like I said, this wasn't as big of a concern for us, but if you live in an area where they're going to be checking those kinds of things, then definitely something to consider. And finally, price. So on the surface, the HVI and this kit both have the same price. It's $419. However, if you want to add that resonator delete kit, which is $33, and that cold air duct, which is an additional, I think, $53, you know, you're looking at between $80 and $90 extra dollars to kind of get the HVI system closer to what this is in terms of cold air and resonator delete. Where this one, you don't need that resonator delete kit because the first half is just removed with the stock airbox, and the second half of the resonator delete comes with the kit. So there's all the things we considered. Ultimately, we went with this Cobra kit, and I hope that's helpful to you guys.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And always feel free to leave us any comments or questions that you might have.